We all know Shaq, the most dominant force inside 10 feet ever in basketball, and we also know Steph Curry, the guy that made everyone at your local rec swear every contested jumper is a good shot. Well, I'm taking everything that makes Steph great and giving it to Shaq to hopefully make the most dominant force ever seen. Each season we play with Shaq, he has an opportunity to complete these goals. If Shaq completes one of these goals, he gets a chance to spin this wheel, giving him any possible option of Steph Curry's superpowers. But he can only complete each goal once and get a spin one time. Oh, and we're starting in 2002 still with Kobe and the Lakers, and this time he's not allowed to leave. Let's go. Shaq suddenly trying to shoot threes in his 12th year pro. It didn't start out great for him. Inside he was a beast and averaged 33 points, 17 rebounds, and 5 assists on 54% from the field. But there was one problem: his shooting. Shaq took 2.5 threes a game, but only hit 0.3 per game, meaning Shaq shot 12% from deep this season. Despite this, the Lakers finished as the first seed in the West, thanks to Kobe dropping 34 points a night, and Steph's future team, the 8th-seeded Warriors, in the first round. Shaq and Kobe would clear the Warriors in a quick 4-game series, narrowly avoid a 3-1 comeback to beat the Clippers in Game 7 in the second round, and they would eventually lose to the Garnett-led Timberwolves, who would move on and would end up winning the championship in a quick 4-0 sweep in the finals over the Bucks. And KG would actually end up being the finals MVP, but we need to make Shaq Steph better. Now, in our first season, Shaq would finish 3 goals. He would win an MVP, finish as the first seed, and would average above 13 rebounds per game. So, let's do those spins. So, for winning an MVP, Shaq is going to be wonderful in receiving all of Steph's playmaking badges. Next, he will be getting, for 13 rebounds a game, a plus 15 to 3. That's huge. And lastly, for his first seed in the NBA, he is getting a plus 10 to his mid-range. Good boosts. So Shaq got in the lab and transformed his playmaking ability and even his ability to shoot, although slightly. Shaq's work in the offseason doesn't quite set the Lakers up for more success this season, but individually, Shaq is still a beast, averaging 30 points, 18 rebounds, 7 assists, but he's still only shooting 18% from 3, which is good enough for another MVP, but the big surprise, Shaq is now DPOY along with MVP. The Lakers are still the first seed in the West, but it's a close race. Duncan and the Spurs, Dirk in Dallas, and reigning champs Kevin Garnett in Minnesota are all within 4 games of the Lakers. This is going to be a hard playoff run. More foreshadowing in the first round with Shaq taking on the Warriors, who would put up a good fight, are still no match for the duo in LA, who win in a gentleman's sweep. But Steve Francis would go off for Utah in the second round. The Lakers actually would be down 3-1. And it looks like just like that, the Lakers are being eliminated, but at least it was a close game. And that means yet again, Shaq needs to go back to work again. But the craziest thing just happened in the finals. And then the finals would end up being the Magic up 3-0 on the Spurs. The Spurs just came back down 3-0 to beat the Magic, and Tim Duncan is finals MVP. Oh my god. Now in Shaq's second season, he would finish 2 goals. He would average above 6 assists in a season, and he would also win Defensive Player of the Year. So for the first spin for Shaquille O'Neal, we are going to be getting him some shooting badges, all on silver. And he gets one more spin. Let's hope it's something good in the 3-pointers, which is Steph's jumper. Not bad. Shaq would spend all summer changing up his shooting form from one of the ugliest in NBA history to now one of the smoothest we've ever seen, and the shots are starting to fall a bit more consistently now. Shaq and Kobe would turn on takeover mode with the new development from Shaq, with Kobe averaging 33 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, and Shaq pitched in a nice 30 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists, along with 3 blocks per night. But Shaq's biggest problem was his 22% from 3 on 4 attempts per night now. And because of the no helper on the Lakers, they would finish as the 5th seed and would see the Spurs in the second round, who are up 3-1. Ooh, the Lakers are down 3-1. It's a real close game. But the Spurs have that narrow lead at the end, and boom, another disappointing season for Shaq. Shaq is again heading to the offseason in big need of a change, but I have just the thing. Now, Shaq had a great season individually, absolutely cooking up the competition, but if you look at our goals, none of them were completed this season. But I'm still to give Shaq some pity spins just to, help him out a little bit. We're going to give Shaq 2 pity spins just because he's really having a tough time, and the first one is plus 20 to his 3-point shot. And the second one is plus 35 to his mid-range. That is huge. Shaq, determined to make up for lost time, works harder than he ever has in the offseason, perfecting his shooting, coming back with a 99 mid-range and a respectable 71 three-point shot, and still the absolute wet like water jump shot form. Shaq would come out like a man possessed after his work in the offseason, hitting shots other 7-footers couldn't even think to do yet, and it would lead him to an insane 32 points, 18 rebounds, and 7 assists average, and finally, a respectable 33% from 3 on 3 attempts, leading the Lakers to a season current Lakers fans could only dream of, with a 63-19 record. They would smoke the Hornets in 6 games. Shaq would outclass the Amari-led Suns and lead the Lakers to a Game 7 win in the second round. And Shaq would do his best in the Western Conference Finals, but the Tony Parker and Tim Duncan duo would dominate as they always have. And just like that, Shaq is again eliminated before the finals. Shaq's prime is nearly over, so it's really time for him to step it up. And yet again, no goal was completed for Shaq, but that was a tough loss to the Spurs right there, so I think he needs me to come in and save him. Let's go. All right, some more pity spins for Shaq right here. We got the first one, which is going to be the Curry makeup. And the last spin that I'm going to do for Shaquille O'Neal is going to be the coveted 99-3. Shaq has now transformed into one of the best shooters in the league and has some new on-court gear to prove it. Shaq now is not only taking defenders to school in the post, but now is stretching the floor and shooting better than anyone else in the entire league. And defenses don't know how to react. Shaq and the Lakers tie for the best record in a tough Western Conference, going 61-21, behind Shaq's 33, 19, 7, and 4 blocks, and a new career-high 49% from 3 for the season. Shaq would have a revenge tour in Season 5, dominating KG in 4, who beat him in Season 1, clearing Utah in 4, who beat him in Season 2, and finally seeing the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals, who beat him in Season 3 and Season 4, meaning Shaq versus Duncan. Duncan and the Spurs are a tough team and would put up an insane fight against Shaq. Just kidding, Shaq would pound them down in 4 and make it to his first NBA Finals, at least of the video. They still had the three-peat before. But Shaq and the Lakers are up 3-0 in that Finals. But when the Bucks have been putting up a fight, but the Lakers have a 5-point lead with a minute and a half left. All right, we got to see this Steph Shaq in action. Oh, okay, he's passing it down to Kobe. Tough midi. I don't know why we're taking that shot. All right, Tyler's got the pass down to Powell, and he gets the dunk. 7-point lead for the Lakers. And the Bucks would end up sending Kobe Bryant, of all people, to the free throw line, and we know Kobe doesn't miss. And here we go, Steph Shaq to seal the game for his first NBA championship at the line, and he does it. And the Lakers cement Steph Shaq as the best player in NBA history. But Kobe would actually steal his Finals MVP. Now, Shaq wasn't a good shooter when we started this video, but I gave him Steph Curry's shooting, and he became an absolute beast. If you guys want to see a similar story, check out this video where I give Giannis Steph shooting.